Speaking in social settings, meeting new people, or starting a conversation can be terrifying for many people. Your heart races, your hands sweat, and words get stuck in your throat. You try to form a sentence, but your brain suddenly freezes, and you don't know what to say. This is one of the most common symptoms of social anxiety. But don't worry, today I'll tell you about techniques that will eliminate this anxiety and make talking to people 10 times easier. By the end of this video, you'll notice that you can speak more comfortably, and you might even realize that this fear was completely unnecessary. First of all, you need to understand that social anxiety is actually your brain's way of trying to protect you. Your brain perceives social situations as a threat and puts you in fight or flight mode to keep you safe. But hold on, there is no real danger here. The person in front of you won't eat you, and they're not there to judge you. The key is to make your brain understand the situation and accept that this fear is unnecessary. So how do you do that? Start with small steps. Nobody expects you to suddenly become the most charismatic person in the room. Instead, you can improve your social skills by setting small goals. For example, every day, make eye contact with at least one stranger and greet them with a small smile. Believe me, sometimes just a simple smile can open big doors. Then, try starting short conversations. For example, while waiting in line at a cafe, you can ask, "Is the coffee here good?" People are friendlier than you think, and you'll usually get a positive response. Even asking a cashier at the store, "How is your day going?" can help you gain conversation practice. Your body language plays a huge role in overcoming social anxiety. Keep your shoulders straight, make eye contact, and instead of putting your hands in your pockets, use them naturally. A confident posture sends the message to your brain, "I am here and I am comfortable." If you struggle at first, practice in front of a mirror. Watch yourself speak, adjust your tone, and work on a confident stance. Also, using hand gestures makes you feel more relaxed and helps you communicate more naturally. Think about it. Would you rather listen to someone who speaks without moving or someone who expresses emotions with gestures and facial expressions? Which one would be more engaging? Don't fear silence. Now let's talk about those awkward silences in conversations. I know, sometimes a pause in the conversation feels like the end of the world, but actually it's not. People sometimes pause to think, and that's completely normal. Don't fear silence, just relax. If the conversation stalls, you can revive it with a simple observation about your surroundings. For example, if a conversation slows down, you could say, "This place is really well decorated. Have you been here before?" Or to keep the conversation flowing, you can ask, "What's something you've been really interested in lately?" These are general but thought-provoking questions that help restart a conversation. One of the biggest causes of social anxiety is the feeling that people are constantly judging you. The truth is, people care much less about you than you think. Most people are focused on their own problems and don't pay much attention to what you say. For example, if you make a joke that isn't funny, you might dwell on it for days, but the other person probably forgets it within seconds. Showing interest in others is one of the most effective ways to make conversations flow naturally. People love talking about themselves, so don't be afraid to ask engaging questions. However, avoid making it feel like an interview. Keep the flow natural. For example, instead of "What do you do for a living?" try "How did you choose your field of work?" What's something that has excited you recently? If you were guaranteed to succeed at anything, what would you do? These types of questions make conversations more interesting and set you apart from the average small talker. One of the most effective ways to reduce social anxiety is breath control. When you're stressed, your body takes quick, shallow breaths. To counter this, try deep, controlled breathing. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and exhale slowly for 6 seconds. This technique instantly calms you down and puts you in a more controlled state. If you practice this before or during a conversation, you'll immediately notice the difference. You might stutter, say something wrong, or even sound silly at times. But trust me, people prefer talking to a real person, not a perfect robot. If you make a mistake, instead of criticizing yourself, just think, "Oh well, that's part of the conversation," and move on. Starting today, you can make talking to people 10 times easier by taking small steps. If this video helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe. And leave a comment about the social situations you struggle with the most. Maybe I'll cover them in my next video. See you in the next one.